Hi, I'm Flora Graham, and this is the HTC HD7. The HD7 has Microsoft's new Windows Phone 7 software on board, and we're happy to report that it's actually pretty darn good. Microsoft has totally chucked Windows Mobile, which was never very good for touchscreen phones, because you really had to use a stylus to get at all its little menus. The new Windows Phone 7 software is all about fingers, and all the icons are huge and easy to poke. They look even bigger on the HD7's big 4.3-inch screen. Almost too big, if you ask us. But in general, we like the user interface. It's really simple, fun to use, and responsive. In fact, the HD7 has one of the most responsive touchscreens that we've ever used. We especially like the on-screen keyboard, which has a lovely, snappy feel when you're typing. There's also multi-touch, which is a fast, intuitive way to zoom in to maps and photos. Windows Phone 7 is pretty easy to get used to, since it keeps the complexity down to a minimum. For example, you can't make too many changes to the home screen, except adding and removing icons to your favorite apps and shortcuts, and moving them around. Microsoft call these icons tiles, and although you can't customize them much, they often show animations, so it keeps the home screen looking interesting. Windows Phone 7 has some very cool features, but you have to buy into Microsoft services to really take advantage of them. For example, you can connect to your Xbox Live account, and there's a music store on the phone. If you buy a Zune Pass subscription, you can stream songs as well as buy them and download them. And there's also Zune software for your desktop computer, which makes syncing your music and other media easy. However, it's worth noting that the HT7 has 8 GB of memory, and you can't expand it with a memory card since they aren't supported by Windows Phone 7. 8 GB should be enough for most people, but not if you want to pack a major music collection or a lot of videos on there. The big disadvantage to jumping on board with Windows Phone 7 is the apps. The App Store has a lot of catching up to do before it'll have anything like the number of apps for the iPhone and Android phones. There are a handful of big brands in there already, but nothing like the hundreds of thousands of apps in the iPhone App Store. We also found that the apps we checked out were a tad expensive. We love the HT7's big screen for watching videos and playing games, and the web browser is excellent too. The phone even has a little kickstand on the back for propping it up while you're watching. But this phone may be too big for some people, and it's not that comfortable to make calls on. That being said, we had no trouble making and receiving calls. It's just a bit big to press up against your face. Windows Phone 7 is user-friendly and fun to explore, thanks to its big icons and smooth, swipey feel. And the HTC HD7 is a great showcase for the new software, especially if you like a big screen over portability. The Xbox, Zune, and other features are great, but it really suffers compared to the iPhone and Android App Store. If you're an app addict, we'd suggest waiting till a few more of your favorites hit the Windows Phone shelves.